Imagine this. You're 16 years old, working the drive-thru at McDonald's in the late 80s. It's hot. The dinner rush is insane. And then a guy in a shiny convertible pulls up, sunglasses on, cell phone the size of a brick glued to his ear. He doesn't even look at you. He barks out an order mid-conversation, tosses his money out the window, and expects you to serve him like his personal butler. But here's the thing. Sometimes, the only way to deal with arrogance is to teach it a lesson, and that's exactly what I did. If you've ever wanted to serve up a side of justice with a hot order of fries, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stick around because this is one of the most satisfying fast food revenge stories you'll ever hear. Back in 1988, I was just a teenager working at my local McDonald's. Picture it. Neon lights buzzing, the smell of fries permanently soaked into your uniform, and a headset that made your ears sweat by the end of every shift. Drive-thru was my domain. It was chaotic, sure, but I had a rhythm. You greet the customer, take the order, repeat it back, send them forward, smooth, predictable, until, of course, that guy showed up. This wasn't just any customer. No, this was the convertible guy. He rolled up to the speaker like he owned the place. Top down, hair slicked back, sunglasses reflecting the golden arches. And then, oh, the pièce de résistance. He had one of those early cell phones, the ones that looked like you could use them as a weapon if things went south. And here's the thing. He wasn't just on the phone. He was loud, laughing, barking orders at someone on the other end, as if the world revolved around his call. I waited a few seconds, headset buzzing in my ear, hoping he'd pause. He didn't. Instead, mid-sentence, without so much as a hello, he rattled off his order. No, please. No, thank you. Just food dumped at me like I was a vending machine. And before I could even say, "Welcome to McDonald's," he slammed the car into drive and pulled forward. At the window, the arrogance only got worse. He didn't look at me, didn't even acknowledge I was a human being standing there. He just stuck his arm out the window, money pinched between his fingers, while continuing his phone call like I was some invisible servant. And that, right there, was the moment something inside me snapped. Because let me tell you something, when you're 16, making minimum wage, sweating through polyester while grease pops all around you, you cling to little victories. Respect matters. And when someone treats you like dirt, oh, that stings deep. I felt my jaw tighten, my fists curled behind the counter, and in my head, a thought whispered, this guy needs to learn some manners. So I just stood there, silent, waiting. Eventually, he glanced at me, clearly annoyed. I wasn't grabbing the money like a desperate raccoon. Finally, he lowered the phone and snapped. What? That was my cue. I tilted my head, kept my voice as sweet as honey, and said, oh, I thought you didn't order yet. The last order we have here is for a cheeseburger and fries. Was that you? He frowned. No, I already ordered. I squinted at the screen, tapped a few buttons for effect, then shook my head. Sorry, I don't see your order here. Are you sure someone actually acknowledged you at the speaker? Did anyone repeat it back? He paused, confused. Well, no, I just ordered. No one said anything. I nodded, keeping my customer service smile plastered on. Oh, then that means your order never went through. And unfortunately, I can't take orders at the window. You'll have to drive back around and place it again. For a moment, he just sat there, stunned, his phone call forgotten, his hand slowly lowered, money still dangling between his fingers. Are you serious? He finally spat. Dead serious. Yep, I chirped. System won't let me ring it in here. You'll need to go back through the line. And oh, the line. Because while we were having this little chat, the drive-thru had gotten busy. Cars wrapped around the building. A 15, maybe 20-minute wait. His jaw clenched. He looked from me to the line of cars, back to me. And for the first time that night, Mr. Convertible had no choice. He had to pull away. The revenge lands. I watched through the greasy window as his shiny car crawled forward, headlights blending into the long, snaking line of waiting vehicles. No VIP treatment, no shortcuts. Just him, stuck behind minivans and station wagons, crawling at a snail's pace, while I happily served the next, much friendlier customer. By the time he circled back and made it to the speaker again, I was ready. This time, I made sure to greet him extra cheerfully. "Hi there, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?" The sarcasm wasn't in my words, but oh, it was dripping in my tone. And here's the best part. He was polite, painfully polite. He spoke clearly. He waited for me to repeat it back. He even said, "Thank you," because humiliation is one heck of a teacher. When he finally reached my window again, food in hand, he couldn't even look me in the eye. The bravado, gone. The arrogance, crushed beneath 20 minutes of forced humility in a drive-through line, he thought. He was too important for. I handed him his bag, smiled wide, and said, "Have a great day." He muttered something under his breath, took the food and drove off, quieter, smaller than when he arrived. And me? I felt like I just won a championship game. Sometimes revenge doesn't need fireworks. It doesn't need screaming or fighting. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is just letting someone trip over their own arrogance. A 20-minute wait in a drive-through line was all it took to teach one guy that respect goes a long way. If this story gave you chills, or at least a smug grin, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed in real life? Because trust me, I'd love to hear it. And don't forget, sometimes the best justice is served hot, fresh, and straight out of the drive-through window.